Dear students, let's start this class with this beautiful quote. You all know the value of money, right? So let's look a quote about time here on the slide. Time is free, but it's priceless. You cannot own it, but you can use it. You cannot keep it with you, but you can definitely spend it. Once you have lost the time, you can never get it back. How true this quote is, which is related to time, isn't it, students? So, wishing you all a very good morning and wishing you all a bright day ahead. Let's start this class. You all are welcome back to Business Studies virtual session. Hope you all are having a happy learning. So, we were on the chapter 1. With the help of chapter 1, we were learning all about nature and purpose of business. So, with the help of this chapter, students, we have learned many of the concept. I'm sure you all are finding the concept easy and you all are able to understand and you are able to write the notes, right? Yeah. So, what did we learn in the previous class? It's time to recall, dear students. Let's take a quick recap. Yes, previous class we had learnt about commerce, classification of commerce, trade, types of trade, auxiliaries to trade, and we had also learned the concept related to industry, that is very much related to secondary industry, especially with manufacturing industry, construction industry, and also with the tertiary industry, right? Yeah. Now, wishing you all a great day ahead, dear students. So, it's time to start with our class. Without wasting much time, let's start with our today's concept. So, today's concept we have with the objectives of business. So, here commonly we know that business is been earning only with a common objective of earning the profit, right? You all may tell me now like uh, why like business has to be started with. So you all may tell me, ma'am, business has to be started in order to earn profit, right? So not only that, an objective is starting point of the business. Every business is directed to the achievement of certain objectives, right? So objective refers to all that business people want to get in return for what they do, right? So every business is engaged in an economic activity. You all know that business is an economic activity. So every businessman is a running his business in order to get a return, something called as profit, isn't it? So it is generally believed that business activities is carried on only for the purpose of profit. So here business person themselves they proclaim that their primary objective is to produce or distribution of goods or services for the intention of profit. Every business is said to be an attempt on the part of business people to get more than what has been spent or invested, right? So in other words, if you want me to tell, in order to earn the profit, which is the excess of revenue over cost. However, it is being increasingly released nowadays that business enterprises are a part of society, right? And need to have several objectives. It includes social responsibility to survive and prosper in the long run. So profit is found to be leading objective, but not only the as being a primary objective. So students, although earning profit cannot be the only objective of business, its importance cannot be ignored. So every business is an attempt to increase the profit because they have already invested the money in advance, right? And your profit should be always excess of revenue over cost. So profit may be regarded as an essential objective of a business, maybe for the various reason. Okay. So however, let us try to understand with the help of these points which you are looking on the slide. So first and foremost thing, the business will try to look into the market standing. So what do you mean by this market standing? Market standing is nothing but you're capturing the position in the market against your competitors. Okay, let us read what is given on the slide. So, market standing refers to the position of an enterprise in relation to its competitors. A business enterprise must aim at standing on stronger footing in terms of offering competitive products to its customers and satisfying their requirements, right? So here market standing is nothing but, students, you all know there are, n number of products in the market today, right? So let me give you an example of this watches which we are using today. Now you all know commonly the brands which is been available in the market is the Fast Track, you know, the Titan, right? So these are the brands of watches which is like very commonly available in the market. So hope you all remember there was a HMT watches. If you do not know the HMT brand, please check with your parents. Definitely they will be knowing, right? So you all cannot see the HMT watches or HMT clocks at all today. Why? Because it was not able to give a competition with this Fast Track, Titan, or the other brands which has been existing in the market today. Clear to you? Why? Because they're not able to give a competition to the available product in the market. So market standing is nothing but where the business is trying to get a very good position and trying to give a very good competition to its competitors. Okay, the next point we have is a innovation. So what do you mean by this word innovation? Innovation is nothing but a new idea, creative idea. Okay, so anything you all can see the product is being so capturing today. The product, whenever the new product is being released, they try to give a very good advertisement in order to grab the attention of the customer, right? So innovation is nothing but a new idea or method in way something is done or made. Clear to you all? Yes. So any product whichever is being manufactured today, it will try to the manufacturer will try to give a new innovative idea or a method. So let us take an example of this toothpaste today. So you all have different flavored toothpaste today. A toothpaste with a mint, toothpaste with a salt, toothpaste with a lemon, neem, right? Charcoal toothpaste, whatnot, right? Don't you think it is a new idea? So toothpaste is already a old product, but you all can see this different flavored toothpaste. It is nothing but a new idea into the existing product, right? So the next point we have is productivity. So what do you mean by this word productivity? Productivity is an economic measure of output per unit of input. So it can be measured as efficiency. So productivity is nothing but, we have already learned, business is nothing but you know it is an economic activity, nothing but which is converting a raw material into a finished good, right? So whatever the business is trying to manufacture, it is trying to sell the same thing to the ultimate consumer. So the next point we have is physical and financial resources. Physical and financial resources are nothing but, every business must aim at making the best possible use of scarce resources like men, machine, material, and money. These are the four M's which is commonly used in the business. So any business for that matter, they have to utilize the resources which is been available, that is the physical, it may be a physical resource or a financial resource. So the business has to make sure it is been making a use of this physical or the financial resources. So physical may be a men, nothing but a human beings, machine, material, and also money which is included in the financial resources. So as we already know, business is working for earning profit. So students, please remember, profit is the lifeblood of business. Understanding everyone, profit is a lifeblood of business. So business activity are being undertaken primarily in order to earn profit. So what is profit? So you have to, this sentence has to strike to your brains, dear students. So profit is nothing but a lifeblood of business. You all know, how blood is important for a human body. Not only human body, any, animal for that matter, right? So blood plays a important role in a human body. If the blood level is coming down in the body, you all can know what is a, health issues you all have to face, right? So profit is a lifeblood of business. So without profit there can be no business existing anymore for a longer period, right? So business activities are being undertaken in order to earn profit. So profit is a driving force behind every business enterprise. So every business has to earn the profit, and it should be a reasonable profit. Whatever the businessman has invested the profit, he has to make sure he's taking back. And why this profit is very essential in order to survive, in order to, if business has to survive, you all know that it has to earn the profit. Whatever the money which is been invested, the businessman has to make sure he has to take back the money in the terms of profit. And if business has to grow, right, you may ask me, ma'am, how business will grow? Yeah, how business will grow? I can give you an example of this McDonald's today. You all know McDonald's, I'm sure. I Among my students there are many fans who goes to McDonald's very often, right? So you all know McDonald's. So why I'm giving you this example is, initially, when this McDonald's business came into an market, they had very minimum branches. And example of this Pizza Hut or Coffee Day. But in most of the commercial cities, maybe like a commercial street, maybe like in and around place of us, let us take an example of Fraserton, or Lingrajpuram, or it may be in the Nagavara, or it may be in the Hebbal. So you all know, wherever I told you the commercial areas, you all can find this outlet of maybe a Pizza Hut or McDonald's. Yes, how can I forget Kamnalli, right? So all this, commercial, cities has this branch, right? So why McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Coffee Day, they are been, expanding their, coming up with a different branches. This is a best example for growth. When business is earning the profit, definitely business will try to grow is nothing but they try to come up with the different branches in different locations, different areas. So this is a one best example I can give you for the example of survival and growth of a business. Clear to you all? So these are the objectives of business, right? So the next point which you have to focus is, workers performance and attitude. You all know, the students, any human being working for a business, he plays a very important role. Because I told you all, without the man is working, the business cannot be, uh, business may not be succeed, business may not be successful, right? So workers performance and attitude. What do you mean by the word attitude? We commonly use this word attitude, students. So what do you mean by that actually? So attitude is nothing but the mindset of a person. The mindset of a person, we usually use this word attitude for different situation. You all know that, right? So attitude is nothing but the word attitude means the mindset of a person. So here, any person who is working for the business, you all know that, the workers performance, the workers performance is nothing but the work terms, right? And the work and the mindset of a person, you know matters a lot. Because if person has a positive attitude, he will be able to work in a positive way, and he will be able to produce the goods. And because he's producing a quality goods, it will take the business to the profit, towards the profit, understanding. So workers performance and his attitude plays a very important role. Clear to all? The next point we have is a social responsibility. What do you mean by this word social responsibility? So social responsibility is nothing but it's a duty of the business to provide the right things to the society. In simple words, I'm telling you, social responsibility is nothing but the duty of the business in order to provide the right quality and quantity of the product to the ultimate consumer. Okay, so the social responsibility also includes, giving a job opportunity, giving a quality food products, giving a quality services, giving a right salary, giving a right health conditions, starting a charitable hospitals and also educational institutions. So why the social responsibility? Social responsibility of a business is nothing but they are trying to contribute something towards the society in order to help the people who are living in the society. What do you mean by society, students? It is nothing but a living surrounding around us, right? So it's a duty of the business in order to provide the basic things, and in order to solve the some of the social problems, maybe a job, maybe a employment, maybe the health conditions. So all these things, so all these things comes under the objective of the, this is one of the important objective of the business, right? So these are the some of the few points which are related to objectives of business. Clear to you all? Yeah. Now let us look into the next point, that is the classification of business activity. I think so, students, we have covered most of the concept in this, that is business activity divided into two: industry and commerce. So below industry we have already learned primary industry, secondary, tertiary. I want you all to take a screenshot of this so that you can refer. This chart gives you clarity of what you have learnt under industry and what you have learnt under commerce. So below each and every type of a industry we have further the classifications of industry. And below commerce, again we have different two different category: trade and auxiliaries to trade. So below trade we have home trade and a foreign trade. So all these things we have very much learnt in the previous class, right? Yes. Now, there is something called as risk in the business, isn't it, students? Yeah. Now it's time to learn what is business risk means, right? So, risk is a part and parcel of every business, dear students. You have to know this. So, similarly related to the business, risk is a part and parcel of our life as well. Today, in a city like Bangalore, once we are coming out, you know that we are not sure, in order to get back to home, we may not get back to the home in the same safer condition. You all know we are living in a COVID situation today. So in order to come out, it's a huge risk, right? So in order to live in such a situation, life is under the risk today, isn't it? So similarly, when we are looking at the viewpoint of business, business also has certain risk which it has to face, right? Yeah. Now let us try to understand what do you mean by business risk. So first thing, you have to know the meaning of risk. Risk is nothing but uncertainty. So risk is nothing but, you may call risk as a loss or uncertainty or unpredictable future. You do not know what is happening next month, right? So let us not talk about next month. So students, to be frank, we do not know what happens tomorrow, or we do not know what happens even in the afternoon, isn't it? So risk is a part and parcel of our life, and very similarly risk is a part and parcel of every business for that matter. So, what do you mean by this? The term business risk, let us try to understand. So, business risk here refers to possibility of inadequate profit or even loss due to uncertainties or unexpected event which are uncontrollable. So please understand, business risk refers to chances of whether you may get a profit or not, or even the business may have to face the loss and uncertainty or unexpected event which are uncontrollable. You all know, students, I let me not give you any other example, let me give you the live example of this COVID situation. Because of this COVID situation, you know that many of the, hotel industry are into a huge loss today. BMTC, the transportation, is under a huge loss today, right? Because of this situation, you all know that every business is not earning a sufficient profit. They all are ready, opened with the hotels, but you all can see hardly there are, consumers, hardly there are customers in the hotel or in the bus. You can see it's a huge bus which is, moving from one end to the another end, but can you see how many passengers are there in the bus today? How many passengers are ready to get into a Ola Uber cabs today? How many passengers are there in the autos today? So this is a situation where we call it as a business risk to students. So where the situation is as such, because of the situation there is no profit, and because of the situation there is a huge loss which is being faced by the business. And this is totally, it is an unexpected, and it is also an uncontrollable. Nobody expected that this situation we may have to face. And this situation is also uncontrollable, isn't it? So this process, the this all this, this process refers to business risk. Okay, so please try to understand the, the technical words, I mean to say the key words which is being given in the answer. So without these words you may not get the, and the complete marks in your test. So let me repeat it for you all. Business risk refers to the possibility of inadequate profit or even loss due to uncertainties or unexpected event which are uncontrollable. Clear to you all? Yeah. So this is a question which is like commonly asked for 2 marker question. Yeah. Is it clear? Yeah. What are the examples? I can give you all the best examples where, um, I've already given you the example of the current situation. If you want me to give the other example, so usually you all know that we all are being a human beings, our taste and preferences commonly change, isn't it, students? Every day we may not like to eat, only Maggi or idli dosa. So every day we want something different, right? So here the demand also changes due to the taste and preferences of the consumer. So because there is a taste and, change in the taste and preference of a consumer, we may have to, consider the shortage of a raw material. So all these are the example for business risk. Yeah. Now let us try to understand some of the nature of business risk. So why there is a business risk? Commonly there is a business risk arise due to uncertainty. What is the nature? Nothing but the characteristics or features of business risk. So business risk arise due to uncertainty. So students, here uncertainty refers to the lack of knowledge or a lack of idea and what is going to happen in the future. So natural calamities, the changes in the demand and the prices of a product, changes in the government policy, improvement in the technology, etc. All these are some of the example for uncertainty which create, risk for business. And this becomes the outcome of these future events is not which is not well known in the advance. Clear to you? So the point number 2 we have on the slide is risk is an essential part of business. I told you also, students, risk is a part and parcel of every business, right? Every business has to face one or the other risk. So no business can avoid risk, or whatever the measures are being taken by the businessmen, they cannot avoid the risk, Understanding, although the amount of risk may vary from one business to another business, but risk can be minimized. Please understand, students, any business for that matter, risk can be minimized, but it cannot be eliminated. Understanding. Point number 3, we have degree of risk depends mainly upon the nature and size of business. So, nature of business, I told you all, any business which is being carried on, it is of two types. Business may produce the goods or business may be into the services. So, if in the case of size of the business, let me give you an example of if the business is high, if business is running in the large scale. So let us take an example of supermarket. Say for example, the size of the business is big, usually the risk is also more. Say for example, the business is small, and even the risk will be in the small scale. So let us take an example of supermarket and a normal provision store which we usually see near our area. So supermarket is a huge business, isn't it? Take an example of this Big Bazaar or D Mart. So here in the case of Big Bazaar or D Mart, you all know that it is running in the large scale and risk is high. But whenever it is being compared to a smaller shop which is being available near your area, you all can see it is like comparatively of lesser risk. So point number 4 we have is profit is a reward for risk taking. Profit is the reward for risk taking. So students, you all know that if there is no risk, there is no gain. So this is one of the age old principle which applies to all the types of a business. So please keep in mind, greater the risk is involved in a business, higher is the chances of the profit. So the owner of the business will try to undertake the risk under expectation of a higher profit. So profit is thus the reward for risk taking. Understanding, everyone? So the businessman is ready to face any kind of a situation, any kind of a risk, because he will be getting a written reward, nothing but the profit. Because he'll be getting a profit, any businessman is ready to take up the risk. Clear to you all? So these are the 4 points which tells us the nature of the business risk. Clear to you all? So as I told you all, business cannot be I mean to say, the business risk cannot be avoided. It has to be accepted, it has to be reduced, and it has to be transferred. Clear to you all? Business risk cannot be, I told you all, business risk cannot be eliminated, but it can be minimized, right? So that's how all the businessmen will follow this rule. Yeah. So these are the nature of business risk. Just now we have all discussed. So we have 4 different nature of business. So these are the risk which we have just discussed. Now students, we have the causes of business risk. You may ask me, ma'am, you all told me about business risk. Why? What is the reason why the business has to face this risk? So, students, I can tell you all, business risk arise due to various reasons, various causes which are being classified as below here. You can all look on the slide. Point number 1, the first cause we have is natural causes. What do you mean by this natural causes? Students, whenever we have a break, we try to usually enjoy this nature, right? So how beautiful this nature is, and it is also very equivalently dangerous, isn't it? So there are some of the natural factors which you all commonly know, maybe like floods, heavy rainfall, earthquakes, tsunami. So all this may it may cause a harm, nothing but it may cause a damage to the business. So human beings, we all human beings, we do not have any control over the nature. Can you someone tell tsunami, please don't come? Can you someone tell, or can you someone stop the heavy rain which is happening? No, right? So any loss which is been occurring due to natural calamities are been unavoidable. So the first reason for the business risk is natural cause. So we do not have any control over this nature, right? So the first cause is natural cause, the second cause is human cause. Human cause, we all being a human being, students, you all know we are not the same all the time. Are we same all the time? No, right? So sometimes you all know that any employees in the organization, they may have some of the carelessness. They may not be, frankful. They may not be, frank enough. They may not be truthful for their work. They may try to do some of the strikes. They may try to stop the work due to, power failure. They may work because of irrational approach of the management, and because of all these things, because employees are not working accurate in the business, and this also cause business risk, because humans are not been working properly. If humans are not working properly, obviously you all know that production may not happen. Production is not happening. Even though production is happening, there may not be a good quality. If there is no good quality of the work, the demand will come down. So all these are the indirect risk. It is loss to the business. So the next point we have is economic causes. So you all know that, what do you mean by economics? You all are studying with the help of one of the subject called economics, right? So what do we usually include in economics? So economic causes includes fluctuation regarding demand, the price competition, or changes in the market condition. So you all know that with the help of economics, we all are learning about product demand, human wants, needs, etc. Right? So here, the financial problems, like high interest rate on the borrowings, higher tax rates are also under the economic causes. The next point we have is miscellaneous causes. The word miscellaneous is nothing but the other causes. What are the other reasons for, uh, you know, a business risk? So these are the points which comes with changes with the government policies, political disturbances, etc. So all these are the example for the miscellaneous causes or the reasons. So all these are the points which comes under the causes of the business risk. Clear to all? So the next point we have, when we are starting a business, students, we all consider some of the basic factors. Okay, so what are the basic factors which we are considering when we are starting a business? So starting a business enterprise, it is very similar to any other human effort in which resources are being employed to achieve certain objectives. So successful results in business depends upon you know largely the ability of the owner or the starters of a new business in order to anticipate the problems and in order to solve them with the minimum cost. Okay, so this is especially true of the modern business world, where competition is very tough and risk is also comparatively very higher, right? Say for example, students, in order to start a factory, plan must be made, right? And the implementation of this plan about such problems as the location of the business, the possible number of customers, the kind and the amount of machinery required, what should be the shop layout, purchasing and financial needs, and hiring of the workers. So these problems become more complex in a big business, isn't it, students? So however, some of the basic factors which we consider by which usually considered by anybody who is starting up the business. So let us try to look into some of the points, students. The first point is the selection of a line of a business. Okay, so here the first thing to be decided by the owner of the business is the selection of a line of a business. So in order to start any new business, the nature and the type of a business has to be undertaken. Okay, so he will obviously like to enter that branch of industry and commerce which has the possibility of greater amount of profits. So the decision will be influenced by the customer requirements in the market, and also the kind of technical knowledge and interest of the owner has for it is related to producing of a particular product. So point number 2, size of the firm or the scale of its operations is another important point when we take up the decision. So some factor will try to give a help to the large size, whereas others will tend to restrict the scale of the operation. So if the owner is very much confident about the demand for a particular product, so he may likely to be good over time, and he can arrange the necessary capital for the particular business. So the next point is choice of form of ownership. So here, with the respect of ownership, the business organization may take the different form of a sale of partnership. So students, or joint stock company, it may be a there are equal advantages and disadvantages. Clear to all. So the business owner should be very much very clear how to take up a decision. Okay, so location of a business enterprises where the business has to be started with. Okay, so financing the proposition, how to invest the money into the business, whether it should be a small scale or whether it should be a large investment. So this is what it is included in the financing the proportion. So physical facility, what are the physical facility? Physical facility include the machinery, building, and other supportive services which are been very important in order to carry on the business activity. So what do you mean by this plant layout? Once the requirement of a physical facility has been determined, the owner should draw a layout plan showing the arrangement of this facility. So layout is nothing but the physical arrangement of machines and equipment needed to manufacture a particular product. Okay, so the next point is competent and committed workforce. So here any business is being started, the employees plays a very important role. So here the owner should make himself sure that he must identify the required the skilled and unskilled laborers and the people who is managing the people in the organization. So plans should be made about how the employees will be trained, and employees should be given a best motivation in order to get a best performance from them. Okay, so tax planning is one of the important factor where it becomes very necessary these days. Before there was a number of tax laws in the country, and they influence every aspect of the functioning of a modern business. You all know that even GST is one of the new introduction which has been going on. So usually you are trying to buy something, and that usually you all are paying GST and CGST. So all this more about GST you will be learning in accountancy. So finally, by following with all these points, the launching of the enterprise will take place. Students, after the deciding the all the above relating some of the mentioned factors has to be taken into consideration by the owner of the business. So after considering all these things, he can go ahead with actual launching nothing but starting up of the business, which would mean mobilizing various resources, fulfilling necessary some of the legal formalities, starting the production process, and also on the other hand starting with the sales, and by giving advertisement and attracting the consumers. So with the help of all these things, owner of the business can actually start with the business. So these are the points which are very essential when starting up a new business. Clear to all, dear students? So with the help of this point, I think so all these 10 points are being very clear how to start a business. So starting a business, every owner, every person, one who is planning to start up with a business, he has to consider all this 10 points. Okay, students? So I think so we have come to the end of the session. So what have we learned today? Today, students, we have learned the objectives of business, we have learned the meaning of business risk, nature of business risk, cause of business risk, and starting a business. So all these points, students, I'm telling you all very important concept of this chapter. Objectives of business is a 4 marker question, meaning of business risk 2 marker question, nature of business risk again 4 marker, causes of business risk 4 marker, starting a business is a 8 marker question. So students, I want you all to give your attention. So no matter you are going back to the video, watching once, twice, or even thrice, no matter, I want you all to learn the concepts very clearly. Okay, and I want you all to be very sure with the concept whatever you have learned today, because all these are the common questions which are being all usually asked in the exam. Clear to you all? Yeah, students, so by completing with this chapter, we have come to an end of the chapter 1, right? Hope you all had a happy learning throughout the chapter 1. So we have just started with the chapter 1 and completed with chapter 1. Hope you all are getting used to this virtual classes, online education, and I'm sure you all are happily learning, right? So we have no other choice, so let's make the things positive and let us learn the things happily, dear students. Let's pray God, let the situation be normal, and as soon as possible let us try to get back to the classroom education. So until then, you have to be happy with this online classes, and I want you all to learn the things which are being taught on the same day, right? So make sure, students, you all are giving your attendance on the comment, and giving your attendance on the comment, and complete your notes as well. Keep it updated. Very shortly I will collect your notes for the correction, right, students? So I think so it's time to tell you all thank you for your attention. So we have completed with chapter 1 today, and yes, let's hope for the best and complete the notes. God bless you all.